Hai good friends, untuk Good Talk hari ini Cheryl bakal ngobrol-ngobrol sama foundernya Sungaiwatch, Gary. Dan kita akan cari tahu apa sih visi misinya Sungaiwatch dan gimana caranya lo bisa volunteer atau jadi donatur di situ, atau bisa juga nelpon atau WhatsApp mereka lewat hotline-nya mereka kalau misalnya lo ngelihat ada sungai yang banyak banget sampahnya, jadi bisa dibersihin sama-sama. Gary, please tell me, what is your why? Why did you start all this?
Well, growing up on the island of Bali, you know, you see plastics like firsthand. You grew up on this supposedly paradise island, but now it's really, you know, the island of trash. So, you know, every morning when I would go running, when I would go swimming in the ocean, surfing, you would see this plastic coming everywhere. And this is a funny one with emojis on it. But yeah, you know, plastic is everywhere. You can't look away from it. So 90% of plastics in the ocean actually come from rivers in the first place. So with Sungaiwatch, we're on a mission to protect our waterways by blocking it from going into the ocean.
And I realized that one of your earlier work was in Tarum, right? Tarum River.
Exactly.
How was it?
Well, I mean,
It's one of the worst.
if you want to see the worst of humanity and mankind, you go to the Chitarum. You know, we literally Googled the most breeded river in the world, and boom, the Chitarum. And we were like so malu, yeah, you know, like seeing like the Chitarum is in Indonesia, is on the island next to Bali, and that really opened our eyes. This was 4 years ago. We had the crazy idea of making 2 plastic bottle kayaks, and what we witnessed was so shocking. Like literally mountains of trash on both sides of the river, trash burning everywhere. And our expedition actually started a national conversation in Indonesia to clean our rivers and get the attention of Jokowi. We deployed 7,000 military troops from 10E to clean the Citarum. And so actually this weekend we're celebrating the 3 years of Citarum Harum. And hopefully in the next 4 years the Citarum can be clean again.
I want to talk a little bit because you said there's no idea that is crazy enough to change or make impact, change the world, right? Is that the umbrella of this company as well, the make a change?
I mean, I would definitely say that that's our motto. We live by that. My brother just ran across the US, from New York to LA, without never having run a marathon before.
That's crazy.
So he was running a marathon every single day for 113 days, just to show that, you know, we live by that philosophy. No matter who you are, where you are, we can all change the world. And what the Chitarum taught us, you know, 2 guys who nobody knew about, going down the most beautiful river in the world with plastic bottle kayaks can change the world.
Yes, exactly. And so that's why you also started here after Tarum, where you met the president and everything, and then now we're here last 2 weeks ago, was it? Or was it a week ago?
A week ago.
It was a week ago that we were actually at Dreamland, and I was there. That was my first time, and honestly, I knew that this has been a great issue for Indonesia, but I did not know that it's that bad until I actually was there trying to sort it out, and I was like, oh my god, this is just beyond me. That's crazy. Thank you so much for what you do, by the way.
Thank you. I mean, it's really, you know, an emergency at the scale that we are destroying our planet. We're seeing every single year the impact on Kuta Beach, on Kinongan and Jimbaran. You know, and our beaches are fully covered in plastics. It's impacted tourism, it's impacted this image, this pristine image that we have of Bali. So I think, you know, now in the midst of COVID, where things have slowed down, there's a lockdown in place, we have an opportunity to clean Bali once and for all, and that's what we've been busy for the last few months with Sungaiwatch.
It's a very great idea, and if you can volunteer and also you can donate, right?
Right, yeah, so we have cleanups every Friday that you can take part in. And so today is Friday, but also, you know, to do this work, we need monetary donation, we need support. We actually just this week launched our Sungai hotline. So if you do not want to get in the river, if you can't donate, you can also report trash hotspots around your area. So whether it's an illegal dump site or just a big mountain of trash that you can't clean up with your bare hands, you can send that to us with a location pin and a photo, and we'll send our troops to try to clean it.
And we'll give you all the links so you can just, like, it's gonna be a click away, so it's easy for you to donate, to volunteer, and the hotline as well. Okay, so now can you show me this place? Can we have a little tour?
Right. Well, welcome to the plastic heaven. No, this is where so I started off in September, or maybe from September, like we just built the space. But before that, I was sorting trash in my parents' house. So literally, they didn't really like that. So things needed to get a little bit real, and so we found this space. Now we have a little bit of room to play around with. So let me show you around.
Yes. It started from that part.
Yeah. So we've been starting on this coming fresh from the river, and so basically trash comes in through here. This is a fresh batch from the river.
This from Dreamland?
This is actually from a river this morning.
Oh, from a river.
We've already sorted Dreamland, but this is everything from like styrofoam to sandals to masako
We have masako.
to some of the single-use packaging.
Yes.
So once this is it here, we sort it here. Yeah, our amazing
Hi, Bo.
sorter collector. And so basically things are on the table. We started on the floor. So what we're focusing on here is to divide the different types of plastics. So this is very sandy trash, actually still from Dreamland from 2 weeks ago, or from a week ago. So this is like an electrical wire, so that will be a different category. This little spoon is considered hard plastic. This as well, it's like an emberan hard plastic. Then you have a lot of sedotans, actually so much of them from Dreamland. And then you have all of your little sachets that are very brittle. They're the LDPEs, they're flexible plastics. And so unfortunately, this is really the bigger problem. So much of this can't be recycled in Indonesia. So at the moment, what we've been really focused on is separating, storing, washing, and then now that we're having all of this volume, we can really start to experiment what next. How can we actually turn this back into a cool little product that could then fund our river cleanup operation.
Right. Have you got any idea who you're gonna be working with for that?
So we're actually funding to get our own machines here, which would be really exciting. And then we have some really cool partnerships in place. For example, the hat that I'm wearing is from one of my friends, Monty, who started the startup called Topiku.
Okay.
So he wants to turn, this is like, so for example, like the top is made from metals, this is made from hard plastic, recycled, and then he wants to make this is right now is offcuts from the fashion industry, like curtains.
Right.
But he wants to make this from PET bottles, so plastic, like aqua bottles. So this will be a product that we launch later this year in June.
Right.
We're also partnering with my friends from Indosol to turn back some of the sandals into sandals, or making cool products out of foam.
Right.
So yeah, these are some of the first products that we're looking at launching later this year.
Oh, okay, we'll be working together. More than two. And then, after this session?
So after this, if we look into it, like these are some of the different material types. Here we have our batch of, for the smokers out there, so much of the single-use lighters. You use it once. I don't know how many packets of this is a non-smoker, but
I'm not a smoker, I don't know.
then you have all of the sandals, so these have been separated. All of the straws. I mean, this is a bag full of straw. So much of the.
By the way, this is really hard to sort as well.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I mean, this is really hard to pick up. When you were at Dreamland.
Yeah.
They're so small, and sometimes you can't even see them.
Yeah.
This is like the straw to go with an aqua cup.
Yeah.
Which you have right here. Or an aqua cup.
That's the one.
So, it's sold together.
Yeah.
But it's different types of plastics. What takes a really long time in our sorting process is actually removing the top, which is a different type of plastic than the actual cup. The cup is PP, polypropylene. It can be recycled right now in Indonesia. The actual manual labor of removing it is what takes a lot of time, and then washing it. Then you have all of our sachets. This is clear sachets. Again, super brittle. You can see that it's broken a little bit, and this is what very quickly turns into microplastics. Then you have all the sachets, chips, tortilla chips. And you know, sometimes like, so this is our biggest polluter on body, set up, instant noodles. I'm sure you,
Yeah.
and it's part of the Indonesian culture, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So how do we, you know, it's like, this is such an educational
Yeah.
problem. We're so accustomed to eating noodles every single day in Indonesia, and you feel cool buying a meat setup at an Indomart or, you know, at a shop. But unfortunately, this cannot be recycled. And this is the true enemy, I think. So Wings Food, who make meat setup, were our second biggest polluter after Danone Aqua
Right.
for our first report. And so they actually reached out, which is
they
great.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
great.
after we released the report, now, you know, we're really trying to start a conversation with some of these corporates.
That's great.
We don't want to name and shame, but we want to really look at solutions.
Yes. Exactly.
You know, it's not going to take one company to change what we package. It's going to take an entire industry.
Sure.
So we're aware of that. This is not change that can happen overnight. So hopefully, you know, through providing this data of dividing all of this plastics into different types, we can then approach corporates to start this conversation as to how we can repackage in a more sustainable way.
Yes. Yes. Amen to that. Because Aqua, I think, started with their newest recycled bottle, right?
Right, so our PET bottle, which we've also found on the river, by the way.
Yeah.
So even if it's recycled, that doesn't mean that it's disposed of properly.
Yeah. You need to. Okay. Question then. At home, if I want to divide my trash, my garbage, how do I do it properly?
So unfortunately in Indonesia, we do not have the infrastructure to accept these different types of plastics. Most household, you know, if you live in a desa next to here, in this desa, for example, Tumabayu, there's no waste separation at the household level.
Yeah.
So you just put everything in a bag and then it's brought directly to Suwon, our TPA here in just south of Sanur. And then you have waste pickers on the landfill. They will try to scavenge for these materials. So I would say, like, if you can potentially subscribe to one of the services on the island, you know, you have Eco Bali or you have several other companies here on Bali, and like if you can keep your packaging clean. So when we're dealing with sauces or like some of the harder plastics that you have here, you know, things like this. For example, this will this is a milk thingy.
Yeah.
So if you can go ahead and remove, for example, the label on top, clean it out in your tap, and then throw it so it doesn't contaminate the entire bin. Because oftentimes, if like this will still be dirty, and it's going in your plastic bin, it will contaminate the rest. So that's why the big problem that we have is if you don't have separation at the household level, and people are champuran, like, you know, the sayur with the sauces, with the plastics, then everything is non-recyclable. So we have to be
Very good education.
Your eyes popping up.
Yeah. Okay. I do think that education is actually one of the things that we can do, right?
Right.
Have to partner up with anyone for that.
Well, so I mean, we have a lot of partners who are directly going to the classroom and teaching, you know, the kids, because it all starts with the young generation.
Exactly. Yes.
So my girlfriend Melati
Yes.
runs her NGO, Bye Bye Plastic Bags, and she's super active in the schools. Then
and-
Ecobali does that as well. They're one of our closest partners on the island. We do that differently through river cleanup engagement, because we feel, as you've seen last week in Dreamland, if you get your hands dirty in the river, all of a sudden you're gonna understand it very differently versus having a video or having a tutor in a classroom telling you that plastic is bad.
Sure.
Let's get on the field, get dirty, really understand the smells, plastic floating, maybe you'll see a dead animal, which is what we find a lot of, and then you'll understand the issue in a very different light. So that's one of our biggest focuses. And then obviously with Make a Change World, our media platform, we do it through videos and shocking visuals.
All right.
Every time we take out the trash from the rivers, we have to sort it. Well, this is all of the, you know, single-use sachets that we find on the river. This is our biggest enemy. You know, candies, snacks, a lot of candies. And so the idea with this, like all of the plastics that you see over here, are all the different brands. And so we go in, so our plastic, and we actually divide it by brand. So for example, this is Go Potato, and we'll know exactly, we'll record month by month who are the biggest breeders on the island. So this Go Potato has a parent company called Siantartop, and Siantartop owns something like 50 brands in Indonesia. Unilever owns 400 brands in Indonesia. That's like your shampoos, your laundry detergents.
Yes.
And so so this is like for example all the bottle rings, bottles, let me do color coding for the caps, straws as well as you've seen downstairs, Yakult, and then over there we have a mountain, literally a mountain of plastic bags. Plastic bags account for about 80% of the traffic on island rivers. And what really baffles me is that there was a ban just in June 2019 that banned single-use plastic bags, but yet look at all the plastic bags that we find in the river. And so that's super shocking. But that just means that, in the midst of COVID, when we ask the true question, is there more or less plastic in the rivers or in the environment? I would 100% say more. And because of COVID, the focus is really not into sustainability or waste management or the actual ban that is in place. So we're seeing, law enforcement not fully go all the way. So I think that there's tremendous work in education to try to solve this, and in solution to what do we do with this actually.
I mean, I wonder why. Do you think all this plastic bags are coming from Bali or probably Java?
No, they're definitely coming from Bali. This is caught in the rivers. So they get uncooked in like bamboo trees, or like a lot of the trees you see like these Christmas decorations. Like in December we collected 50 tons of trash of plastic just within Bali's rivers, like in Badung. And so much of it were like these decorated bamboo trees full of plastic bags. And one bamboo tree could have 200 to 500 plastic bags that were just decorated. So it's definitely coming from Bali. It's definitely coming from the Pasar level. So unfortunately, we need to enforce this law. We need a ban in place. There needs to be mass socialization. But unfortunately, because of lockdowns and measurements to not do too much gathering, we're not seeing these laws being fully enforced. So on the educational side, masih ada banyak pekerjaan.
Yes, masih harus kerja. Last but not least, what do you have your message for the audience right now?
Right, I think that with COVID-19, it's really taught the world that we have a finite planet. We only have one planet, and this is our opportunity to turn things around quite rapidly. Bali is on a lockdown. We can still do massive action. So I would encourage everybody, if you haven't connected to nature yet, please do come to one of our river cleanups and see how important rivers are for our ecosystem, for our planet, and let's clean this up.
Every Friday, 3 p.m. Be there here.